The mitochondria is not the powerhouse of the cell. I am. Hello, my aliens. So you probably already read the title. You guys are gonna be coming with me to a swim meet. I never really showed this part of my life on camera, so I thought it would be fun to just film it and see what happens. The swim meet starts tomorrow. For all my swimmers out there, I'm swimming the 200 free, the 100 free, plus the medley relay. But we'll get to that further down the line. At the moment, I'm getting my preparations ready. You know, I've already packed my bag. I'm ready for battle. We're about to have dinner, but before we do that, I would like to do one thing. I need to wax my legs because you actually go faster when you're an albino. Wait. We have our wax strips. Oh, don't demonetize me. These are cherry scented wax strips. I don't know if you can smell it through the camera. I got it because the packaging was pink, so they really sold me on that one, you know? While I'm doing this, I think I need to give some more context to this vlog. So I've been swimming for exactly a decade. I've always kind of been iffy with competitions. They do stress me out a lot. I did get a panic attack 2 days ago because of this meet, and I'm not saying that to be relatable and funny. I was crying and wheezing and it wasn't fun. So this swim meet, it's actually a school swim meet, but the way it works in Ontario is every school district has their own like championship meet, and then if you swim a certain time, you get to go to provincials, and that's the meet tomorrow. Something else I should mention is this meet is 2 days long, so it's probably gonna be a thick vlog. Look at that. Yummy. Okay, I'm so sorry. That was absolutely nasty. Ow. I'm gonna wax my legs, and I'll see you guys later. And with that being said, I waxed my legs unmercilessly. The results, they showed. My legs were as hairless as the devil's bald head. At this point, my mom had already finished making dinner, so she summoned me from my den. On the menu, a delectable quinoa salad and some chicken boobs. If there are any vegans watching, I would implore that you put down your pitchforks, because you're dealing with a hefty amount of firepower here, sister. It was nearly 8 p.m. when I went to take a shower and go to bed. The last thing I remember from that day was watching violent fight scenes to get me in the mood for tomorrow's inevitable battle. Tuesday began bright and early at 5:34 a.m. It was time to wake up and get ready for the day ahead. Joanna, what outfit were you wearing? Oh, I thought you'd never ask. First off, I had this white fleece that I commonly used for painting. Underneath it, I already had my swimsuit on. I mean, I didn't come to play. For trousers, I wore these Under Armour joggers, and finally, the piece de resistance, the magnum opus, my Crocs. On this day, I decided to don my Sister Spicy Brother Beautiful pepper Crocs. Why? To intimidate the competition, of course. It was then time for breakfast, and yes, I'm still eating avocado tortillas. What? They taste good and are extremely practical. I dare you to PayPal me your anger.
Good morning, dogs, cats, and aliens. We are on the drive to the pool. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling really light because yesterday I did a lot of nervous eating, so I just ate a bunch, but then I also did a lot of nervous pooping, if you know what I mean. Everything just came out the back end. So I lost 3 pounds, and I'm feeling really light. Anyways, I'll see you guys at the pool.
It was around 7 a.m. when I came knocking at the door of the pool. At this point, it was time for warm-up. Now this is definitely the most painful part of swimming. In case you haven't noticed already, I hate the cold, and jumping into a freezing cold pool is no easy task for me. So here's footage of me procrastinating and struggling to get into the water. If you're wondering, I go through this same process every single time I go for a swim. Someone please make insulated swimsuits. I would buy 30 in each colorway. Aside from those struggles, however, warm-up was good. I mean, it's pretty much equivalent to the Hunger Games, since there are approximately 72 million people in the pool at once trying to swim. But if you go in with fire in your eyes, people generally don't mess with you.
Hey guys, guess what? I'm naked. Completely butt naked. But anyways, now is the second worst part of the swim meet. It's when I actually have to put on my race suit because it's 3 sizes too small, and it feels like you're compressing yourself into a singularity. It's not fun. So yeah, I'm gonna put on my race suit, and then I'll see you guys behind the blocks in the water when we're swimming fast. What? Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit.
And after 20 minutes of slow work, I finally managed to get my suit half on. I was planning on putting the straps on closer to the race, since I didn't want my shoulders to be destroyed, but it was still tight. Very tight. Anyways, it was time for my first race. On the schedule, the 200 free. 8 lengths of a 25-meter pool. I have to admit, I look ridiculous before my races. I'm jumping and dancing, and it's just ludicrous. At precisely 9:33 a.m. that morning, I was behind the blocks, ready to dive in. At this point, I would like to quickly rant about the 200
200 freestyle. What an odd distance. It's too long to sprint, but too short to pace yourself. And regardless of how you approach it, you always end with your limbs on fire. So that's fun. But other than that, I have to admit, this race was pretty good. I felt powerful! Flash forwarding about 1.5 hours. It was time for my next event. This time, it was the medley relay. I started with 50 meters of backstroke, aka nasal destruction. The amount of water you get up your nose is unholy. And don't tell me that I should use a nose clip, because I've tried that and I feel, look, and sound like Squidward and Voldemort's love child. Next up, breaststroke. This is Charisse, and her breaststroke is perfect for my standards at least. Breaststroke looks like a frog. It's really not fun. Then, Jennifer dives into the pool doing butterfly. She has an obsession with saying hi sisters at very impromptu times. She's also a solid 7 feet tall. Why she hasn't donated some of her height to me yet, we'll never know. And finally, this is Erin. Erin texted me 2 days before the meet that she had a 117-degree Fahrenheit fever. That's 47.2 degrees Celsius. How are you not dead yet? Anyways, obviously I was heavily concerned at this point, but lo and behold, Erin texts me 1 day later that her body temperature had gone down to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. For context, normal body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. What? You mean to tell me that you are 12 degrees colder than normal? How are you not dead yet? Anyways, I'm glad Erin managed her extreme fluctuating body temperature because we wouldn't have been able to swim without her. Overall, the relay was a success. We won our heat. Things were going well. It was time to do that all over again. You heard me right, dudes. This meet has prelims and finals. So if you're in the top 16 swimmers after your morning race, you get to do it again. No, that's just perfect. That's fantastic. That's great. I love that for me. I love that for you. I love that for everyone on God's green earth. Ladies and gentlemen, finals is upon us. I'm nervous, but you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I'm not gonna stress about it. I think it's worth noting that my spicy Crocs have been receiving a lot of stares from people. I don't know what that's about because, to be honest, they're pretty normal looking. Who doesn't own these Crocs? Everyone does. Anyways, wish me luck, and I'll see you guys after my races.
So with that being said, I took a caffeine pill to get freaking hyped and munched on a slice of bread because I was starting to feel hungry, and off to the races I went. First up, the 200 free. I was ready for battle. Funnily enough, I was listening to Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive.
Peace was never an option.
I have to admit, it was at this moment that all the physical activity really hit me. I was trashed. My muscles were being held together by flex tape. But you know what? That's the purpose of the caffeine pill. Am I right or am I right? My goal was to stay with the girl to my left for the longest time possible. She was faster than me, and for the most part, it worked. I ended up coming in second and shaving 2 fat seconds off my time. I have to admit though, going into the final lap, I was just one ball of lactic acid, but it was worth it. About 45 minutes later, it was time for the relay. I struggled with my suit to put the straps back on and got ready to jump into the freezing cold pool. Our goal in this race was to medal, but we weren't too sure about how that would pan out. Let me just say that this was probably the biggest shock of probably the entire swim meet. My posse and I were nervous, but we attacked the pool with the fervor of 1,000 rhinos. Not only did we end up winning the heat, but we also took off 4 whole seconds from our morning swim! Naturally, we were ecstatic, we were exuberant. Regardless, this marked the end of day 1, and let me tell you, I was decomposing. For one, I was starving, so I ate a whole baguette, like just the bread, and drove home barely being able to keep my eyes open. Once we got home, I put my stuff down, took a quick shower, and went to bed, and that was it! Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Aquatic Hell Day 2. Today, I only have one event, the 100 freestyle. Not gonna lie, I'm up against some stiff competition. Yesterday, after the meet, I was absolutely trashed. Like, I forgot how hard this was. Warm-up is later today. It starts at 8 instead of 6:45. Anyways, I'm gonna finish my breakfast, and I'll see you guys at the pool. Bon appetit. It was 7:30 when we left home. Traffic had already decided to throw a temper tantrum, so it took longer than expected to get to the pool. I only had one race that day, the 100-meter freestyle. It was a mad dash, 4 lengths of the pool at sonic speed. Now, I'm gonna limit my rambling on this day because I don't want to bore you. At 8 a.m., I was in the water for warm-up, and I was swimming up a hurricane, a tsunami, if you will. At 9 a.m., it was time for me to take my caffeine pill. Fun fact about these pills, they actually taste awful. They taste like earwax. Don't ask me why I know what that tastes like. Back to the story. I was getting pumped for my second last race. No joke, I was listening to the soundtrack from The Walking Dead. Some very good and intense bops on there, my dudes. Anyways, the thing about the 100 free is that it's a sprint event. And what does that mean? It means that you should be at least 8 feet tall. So technically, I shouldn't even be here. Little 5'4" and 3/8 me should just get up and leave. But regardless, I swam like a shark was chasing me and I won my heat and got into finals safely. By this point, it was already time for lunch, however, so I ate a nasty banana, some stinky, smelly eggs, and a whole block of cheese. I must admit, it was a lunch for champions. Back to the program. 4 hours later, it was time for my final race of the entire meet. In terms of the race itself, however, I was actually pretty pleased with how it went. I was quite behind after the first 50 meters, but I almost caught up to the girl in first after the third length. It was pretty decent, and I again finished in second. After the meet, we drove home, as both me and my mom were ravenous and decided to order an extra large, extra cheesy, and extra thick celebratory pizza. It was scrumptious, and don't you dare attack me for eating it with a spork and foon. And that was it! That was my entire swim meet experience. I would like to thank my mom for chaperoning me everywhere, my ridiculously tiny racing suit, and of course, my caffeine pills. Hope you enjoyed this video because I sure as hell just got such bad anxiety from rewatching all my races, and I will see you in the next one.